Welcome back to Afternoon Break. Cure Childhood Cancer here in the Coastal Empire is dedicated to conquering childhood cancer through funding targeted research while supporting patients and their families. Joining me now is we got Mandy Garola over here on the left, wave, I'm just kidding. And we've got Alina Cox. You guys, thank you so much for coming. This is something that's very special to me. It's something that matters in a very big way. So I'm glad you're here. Let's talk about it. We want to give everybody kind of an overview of what Cure Childhood Cancer is. So let's talk about that first.
Sure, and thank you for having us.
Yes.
We're so happy to be here. But Cure Childhood Cancer is the only local nonprofit in South Georgia that funds pediatric cancer research, but we also work very closely hand in hand with patients and families as they walk through the cancer diagnosis of a child.
So you spend a lot of time with the families, you would say.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
What are some things that when they come to talk to you, what are the most pressing questions they have for you right off the top?
So, I think it's just so, I have a daughter who's a leukemia survivor, and so I know that as a mom, it's really not on your radar to have a child diagnosed with cancer. You just don't think it's going to happen. So I think a lot of times it takes some time to get over that initial shock, to realize that, okay, I do have a child with cancer. Like, now how are we going to not only tackle this illness, but tackle normal life at the same time? Yeah. So I think just balancing, figuring out how to maintain a normal home life, but also helping, to ultimately heal your child.
Yeah, and talk about how targeted cancer, the research that you guys are doing, how is that making an impact? It's obviously well underway. You guys are making a lot of strides. Just walk us through what's happening right now.
We are. The treatment of childhood cancer is not quite as progressed as the treatment of a lot of adult cancers because it's just a little more rare.
Right.
So our biggest funding project to date is we've invested $10 million since 2017 in a project called Precision Medicine. Okay. And that is where when a child's frontline treatment fails, they can become a candidate and their tumor is genetically tested, and then the treatment is changed and targeted to that specific child's genes. And so the program is really promising. We're treating a lot of adult cancers like that. So it's really exciting to us that option is available for kids right here in the state of Georgia now.
Yeah, and let's talk about, again, funding. What goes into this, because research, as we know, is very, very expensive.
Very expensive.
So what are you looking for in terms of funding?
So we need lots of volunteers. Yes. We need lots of donations. We have several local fundraising events and initiatives kind of throughout the year that just fuel our program expenses and fuel our research expenses as well.
And as you talked about, when these families get this diagnosis, it really upends their family. It changes them in a pretty profound way. So what are some significant things that you've seen locally, some specific ways that you guys have really reached out to the community?
Well, I think the biggest thing that a lot of people don't really think through when they think of a child with cancer is you have to have a caregiver there with them. So a lot of times one parent has to leave work temporarily to care for the child, sometimes for years at a time. So just being able to kind of stabilize that home environment. We have a financial assistance program where we can jump in and help with utility payments or rent payments or just anything that helps stabilize the family throughout that treatment process.
Yeah, so many options. And most recently, let's talk about this Holiday Angels.
Yep.
This was incredible. This is what drew me to you guys. So I'm going to let you take the reins on what that is and how successful that was this holiday season.
Yeah, this program is one of our favorite programs that we do during the holiday season. We were able to help over 140 families across Georgia this year. About 40 of those were being here in the South Georgia area, and 30 of them being that are treated at Memorial, which is super special. So we work with the social workers at the local children's hospital, and they go through all of the patients that are currently on treatment and make a list of the ones who have had either a difficult year with finances or just need a little bit of extra help during the holiday season. They send that list to us, and we get to work with the families to fill out a wish list. They get to list all the kids that live in their household and list 3 different gift suggestions and clothing sizes, household needs like laundry, detergent, cleaning supplies. And then we have an amazing group of donors. We had over 50 donors this year, and we partner them with a family or with a child, and they get to shop, and they go above and beyond. They do so much for the families, and then they give the gifts to us unwrapped. We ask them to donate a roll of wrapping paper so that the parents or the caregivers have a hand in wrapping them if they want to or not. And then we have our Cure Crew kids deliver gifts to the
Yes,
families
let's
here
talk
locally.
about that. So how do you guys select? Because this is a really great way for teenagers to be involved, kind of learn that responsibility.
Yeah.
It just helps them see
They
it in a
love
different
it.
way.
Yeah.
How do you guys select for those who want to be a part of that next year?
So we had over 60 kids right now that are on our Cure Crew. We had over 100 applicants.
Wow.
And we go through, we have them submit references, and we go through, have them answer questions, and from all the different schools here locally.
We do. We have a lot of students. It's a teen council, essentially. We call it Cure Crew. And they can apply. We always accept applications in April
Okay.
for the next year. So high school juniors and seniors. And on our website, if you go to curechildhoodcancer.org, we always, have a link where you can look at Cure
Right.
Crew and you can see when the application is open.
And
to
you're
apply.
very welcoming in the community. You guys do a lot. What are some other events that
We
the
do. We
community
have
may
a
be
shell out for Cure, which is an oyster roast in Richmond Hill. That's our upcoming event on
Great.
February 10th. And then we have some Katie's Gathering events in the Low Country area, Effingham, Savannah, that are coming up in the next few months. And you can go to our website, curechildhoodcancer.org, to see all the events that we have coming up.
Yeah, truly a community. Thank you, ladies, for what you're doing. Thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
in today. We'll bring you guys back in at Christmas time and talk more about the Angels. Good stuff. You guys, thank you so much for coming. We'll see you soon. And coming up on Afternoon Break, we'll look at some top